Consumer spending in Nevada rose to its highest level in 5 years in 2012, but continued to lag far behind the national average, according to a new report showing a wide discrepancy in economic recovery from the recession across the country. Personal consumption expenditures jumped 28% in North Dakota from 2010 through 2012, the largest gain nationwide. By contrast, the study released today shows spending rose a scant 3.5% in Nevada, the weakest for any state and far below the 10.7% national average. Consumer spending in Nevada doubled from $40 billion in 1999 to $80 billion in 2007, but it fell off to $77 billion in 2009 before slowly climbing again the next 3 years to a peak of $81 billion in 2012. Taking part in a nationwide effort against the demand side of illegal prostitution, Las Vegas Metro reported that it made 19 John arrests and identified 16 victims of sex trafficking. Metro officers recently completed its participation in an initiative designed to highlight the demand side of illegal prostitution and the role the John plays in the illicit sex trade. The 8th National Day of John Arrest ran 18 days from July 17th through August 3rd. The sting involved various law enforcement agencies from 14 states in a widespread crackdown on the demand for purchased sex within their respective jurisdictions. Metro's enforcement efforts encompassed all crimes associated with prostitution and its demand, also exposing those involved in the exploitation of adult women and juveniles forced into the commercial sex trade. A variety of sting operations resulted in 19 John arrests, 3 sex trafficking arrests, 2 prostitution theft arrests, 153 other prostitution-related arrests, 3 search warrants served, 8 adult victims of sex trafficking identified, and 8 minor victims of sex trafficking identified. Nevada's Department of Employment Training and Rehabilitation's Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation, Opportunity Village, Desert Regional Center, and Station 1 casinos have partnered to provide vocational training to a group of people with disabilities to help them develop job skills that will allow them to obtain competitive employment. The Pathway to Work program began during the first week of June with 5 clients who will work in various positions at Boulder Station for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week for 12 weeks. The program participants are paid $8.25 an hour for the time that they are working on the job. The Desert Regional Center supports people with intellectual disabilities and related conditions to make choices about where they wish to work that leads to greater inclusion as valued members of the community. In response to an appeal from Lambda Legal, the Division of Child Family Services and the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services has revised its regulations concerning licensing prospective foster parents to remove a requirement that foster parents be free of a list of communicable diseases that included HIV. They stated that this change in the Nevada Administrative Code expands the pool of loving homes willing and able to take in foster children. Nevada Division of Child and Family Services recognizes that the exclusion of people living with HIV from being foster parents was unsupported by medical science and discriminatory. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada.